Alright, YouTubers. That's better. I'm back. This darn thing here on this new case that I got is not working real good. But anyway, listen, the other day when I did that thing in the mall, you got to understand something. You don't necessarily have to smoke your pipe. You could, like, when you leave the house, you light a pipe, you're driving down the road, your pipe is lit, and, you know, you get to your destination before your pipe is done. Just take the pipe, unlit, put it in your mouth, make a statement. You know, I am so tired of going around in public and people going, wow, I haven't seen a person with a pipe in years. You know how many times I get that? You say, yeah, well, there's a whole community of us, you know, okay, yeah. But the whole thing is like, you know, why should we be ashamed of what we do? I'm not ashamed of that I smoke a pipe. Actually, it's a good thing. Because, okay, maybe it's not the healthiest thing for you in the world, but guess what? It's a whole lot better than cigarettes. And nobody could tell me any different than that. Cigarettes are really, really bad. Yeah, you might get some smoke in your lungs with a pipe, you know, but nothing compared to cigarettes. And the chemicals in cigarettes, there's 22 different chemicals just in the paper alone. If you could take a cigarette and inhale it all at one time, you would die. It would kill you. Okay? But still, even with all that said, like Stokey Fart said, the cars are worse. They got cars all over the road spitting out this stuff. You put a car in a garage and put people in that garage with that car and start that car up, those people will die. If you put people in a garage with a bunch of cigarette smokers even, they'll walk out of that garage. They ain't gonna die. You know? And then they talk about secondhand smoke is worse for you than smoking. That is such bull crap. If I'm smoking a cigarette, ain't I getting a secondhand smoke as well? I'm getting both. And the last statistic I heard, how true it is or if they changed it, I don't know. But the last statistic that I heard was that only 10% of the people who get lung cancer are smokers. Believe me, man, they're using smoking as a whipping post. You know, it's a whole bunch of baloney, man. I'd rather see my kids smoke a pipe than smoke a cigarette any day of the week. You're not promoting something bad. You're just promoting a choice. An ultimatum. If you want to smoke, if you're inclined to smoke, which they did studies on, where in the brain certain people, how true this is, I don't know. In the brain, some people are doomed to smoke because of certain things in the brain or something. How true that is, I don't know. But if that is true, wouldn't you much rather see people smoking pipes than cigarettes, man? I know, I smoked cigarettes for many, many years, and I still do have a cigarette here and there because the nicotine is nothing in pipes compared to cigarettes. You know, I was trying this stuff out for a while, but I don't know if that's going to work, you know. And I'm not too crazy about vaping either, because they don't have the full studies in on that either. You know, so who knows, you know. But the whole thing is I'm not ashamed that I smoke a pipe, man. I'm not ashamed that I'm a smoker. It's my choice. It's my freedom. It's my right. You know what I'm saying? It's not something we should be ashamed of. I'm not going to make excuses for it, man. I like to smoke. I like the taste of the tobacco. I enjoy it. It's relaxing to me. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't inhale it. Actually, I'm doing better for myself than I was. You know, instead of smoking all those cigarettes, I smoke my pipe most of the time. I have maybe a few cigarettes a day. That's it. To me, I'm on the plus side. So all we're doing is giving people a choice. That's all. No big deal. And if you just keep your pipe in your mouth and it's not smoking, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They can't do nothing. You're not smoking it. Smoke is not coming out of it. I go in the stores all the time with a pipe in my mouth. It's not smoking. It's unlit. You know, because when I come out of the store and I go in my car, the first thing I'm going to do is finish that bowl that I started. You know, I'm not going to waste my tobacco because, you know, it's against the law to smoke, you know. I have nothing against law enforcement. I really don't. I have a lot of people in my family that are law enforcement. A lot, okay? I understand that they're doing a job, you know, that's their job, you know, to enforce the laws, and that's fine. But I know from talking to police officers that a lot of them are not really in favor of all these laws that they make. You know, they think they're ridiculous, as a matter of fact. You know what I mean? Because I worked with police officers when I used to do the dump trucks, doing the road work. You know, there was always police officers on the job, you know what I mean, that worked with us. And I got to be friends with a lot of them. I mean, most of them, for the most part, most of them were pretty nice guys, I must say. There was a couple of a-holes, you know what I mean? But like I said to them, you know, in every line of work, in anything, when you have people, a bunch of people, you're always going to get a percentage that are a bunch of a-holes. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, I don't stereotype police officers. I don't stereotype factory workers or insurance salesmen or, you know, retail workers. I don't, you know, I look at I judge people on individuality. You know what I mean? Person to person. I don't judge him by what he is, what color he is, what nationality he is, what occupation he is. I don't judge him that way. I judge each person to their person in my own mind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I go around with a gavel and say, okay, I'm judging you. Boom. You know what I mean? That's not the case, but I mean in my own mind. You know what I'm saying? I evaluate a person, you know, and I don't let those things come into play with what their occupation is, or their color, or their race, or their creed, or whatever, or what they believe. You know what I mean? I believe in Jesus. You want to believe in Muhammad? Go right ahead. That's your choice. That's your free will. That's what God gave us, free will, to choose. So, you know, it's nothing that I got against law enforcement. I just think that the more laws that they make, the more freedoms they take away from us. Every time they make a law, they take away freedom. You know? Like, I'm dead against seatbelts. I ride a motorcycle. You think I care about seatbelts? That's like ludicrous. You know what I mean? And like I said once before, you know, I know a couple of people that would have been dead if they wore seatbelts. My son, for one, would have been dead. He was in a car where he got thrown over on the driver's side, on the driver's lap, and a tree came down and smashed that whole side of the car. He would have been crushed to death. You know? So, you know, and then another guy who owned a pizzeria, he didn't put his seatbelt on. He was thrown in the back of the car. If he had a seatbelt on, he would have had the engine in his lap. So, you know, it's, you know, all that kind of stuff should be your choice, you know, not no law. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, I hate to sound like a rebel or radical, but, you know, it's the truth, man. The truth is the truth, you know. And what I think about politically correct is wrong. They use that term, politically correct, so they could say or do wrong and cover it up. That's all it is. Well, guys, it's Sunday, and I don't usually make a vid on Sunday, but, you know, I see people coming back to me saying, well, you can't smoke here, you can't smoke there. No, you can't smoke, but you can put a pipe in your mouth. It's not against the law. You know what I mean? Okay, guys? So, you know, have a good rest of the day. Have a good night, and God bless, man.